Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today I have a palettes I bought in the past few months video. So a little bit of a haul, but not quite. Like some of these things I've already tried actually, but I won't be reviewing them in this video today. It's just that my usual sort of start of the month videos always include a new makeup releases video, and I was scrolling through the things I had saved in the past month and I just wasn't feeling it. I was just like, I'm a bit over this. Like there were a couple of things that sparked my interest, but just not that much for some reason. Perhaps it's the whole situation, who knows, but at this moment I just didn't feel like talking about new makeup releases. I think we all have other things to do, but I still wanted to make a light-hearted video, and I thought I have been buying a couple of things in the past few months, so maybe I could share those with you. So I have them all laid out here. Some of them I've grouped together into categories. And as I mentioned, some of these things I did already use. I will be doing a video next week in which I update you on 10 palettes that I tried recently. So if you don't know, I tend to group eyeshadow palette reviews in groups of 10. So the things I've used that are also in this video today will be in that video next week with looks and swatches and giving you the full lowdown. But let me just talk about this. This is the Urban Decay Wired palette. I never got the electric, so that's why I couldn't compare this to anything else, but I just felt that this color story appealed to me so much more. So this is something I bought on release. I very rarely do that, as you will see when you have a look at the other things I bought. I very rarely buy things launch day, but this one I knew I wanted to get. It's Urban Decay, which is one of my favorite brands for eyeshadow, and it just has all of these lovely bright colors. And because I never tried the electric, it just didn't spark my interest at the time. I wasn't into brights. It had 3 blues, which I didn't like because they were just super similar. I ended up buying the After Dark, which had 1 repeat shade from the electric, which was the shade that appealed to me the most about electric. But now that I do know a little bit how to work with brighter colors, even though this look today is super basic and very neutral, but this palette definitely appeals to me a lot more now. So I will update you next week on the status of this one, how I got on with it, because this is a palette I already used all the shades from. I did 3 different looks with this, and so I will be featuring it in that video. Another product I bought and already tried is the Noir Vina Volume 3. This is the mini with the little cherries. I believe this was their holiday release, like their Valentine's Day release. And of all of the different Noir Vina palettes, there were no color stories that appealed to me until I saw this. This just really spoke to me in terms of its color story. It's a bit out there. It's a lot of reds and pinks, but for me, they all kind of worked. The only thing that I find is a bit of a shame that I didn't know before I bought it is that these 2 shimmers are more like a pressed glitter than anything else. It doesn't say it anywhere on the website. It doesn't say it anywhere on the packaging, but this palette has pressed glitters. So that's something that you do need to know in case you were looking into this as well. It's a bit of a crazy one. Again, I did already use all of the shades in this palette, and I just really like the packaging, so I'm keeping it in its box, which I know is a bit crazy. But yeah, this one I will definitely update you again, like the Urban Decay, next week in that video when I do a 10 palette review. So stay tuned for that. Everything else I have here, I have yet to try. I also mentioned that I would like to try and do like 10 days of trying 10 monochromatic eyeshadow palettes by Colourpop. I keep all of these in their boxes too because I find these a bit fragile. This is the Mint to Be by Colourpop, and this is one of their latest releases. I think there's now another one of these, the Mauves, which is definitely up my street, so I would like to get that at some point. But Colourpop were doing a 25% off sale right after this released, and I was like, I might as well get it then. So this is one that I will be trying. I now have 10 of these, so I'm going to do 10 looks, 10 days, and then do a big giant roundup sometime in April. So that's the plan. to include it as well. So this is something I haven't tried yet, but I will be trying very, very soon, along with the other monochromatic palettes that I own by Colourpop. And then I also bought some indie stuff, and I think actually, yeah, a lot of it is indie stuff. I bought the Sugarpill Fun Size palette. This came back in stock on a Dutch retailer's website, and this is a bit more pastel than I had expected. It looked a lot brighter online, I find, and also now in the viewfinder, but it's a really pretty sort of pastel-y, bright rainbow palette. So I can't wait to play around with these. This just has Easter eggs vibes to me. So this could be a palette I whip out around that time of the year. Who knows? This is definitely something I wanted to try. I've never tried Sugarpill eyeshadows, so this will be my first introduction to them. And I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this yet, whether it is actually any good. I do think that some people are saying that these aren't the best. But yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I've only swatched it so far. I can't say much about it. And then the palette that I'm so happy I could still get my hands on, because this palette is now discontinued everywhere around me. I got mine off of Beauty Bay during a huge discount, so I only ended up paying like 35 euros for it instead of like the 55 or 60 euros this normally goes for. And this is the ABH and Jackie Aina palette. And the reason why I decided to buy it, because I wasn't going to, is because I saw so many people featuring this in their end of year favorites. And I was like, if it's such a good palette, I just need to try it. And I do have to say that the color story appeals to me. I just thought it was quite dark. But then I heard so many people and seeing so many people doing great looks with this who were fair and pasty like I am, that just swayed me to give this a whirl and to try it. I generally like ABH quality. For a lot of people, this is currently their favorite ABH palette, it seems. So I'm curious. I'm very happy I could still get it. Then along with that Beauty Bay order, because that's what happens when you shop on Beauty Bay, you also find some other things. And they were doing this. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Store. And I have never tried this brand before. And I really wanted to try it. And this color story just screamed my name. None of the other color stories this brand does appeals to me. Maybe the berries and cream. But I just thought that this had a little bit more oomph to it. You get some warm tones over here. Then you get some cool tones over here, and then you get these brighter pops of purple and teal towards the end. I've only swatched it so far, and I have to say that the mattes in this don't look that promising. But you never know. Sometimes a bit of a patchy matte in a swatch is actually one that blends really nicely into your crease. So we never know. And this has super reflective packaging in the sleeve. So I'm keeping that around it because I think it's nice to keep it closed that way. So Dominique Cosmetics is something that I'm going to try, but this color story to me is more like a fall wintry vibe. So I may just want to hang on to this because I'm still like working on getting through all of the stuff that I bought for Black Friday as well. So that's usually how I do it. I end up buying things in sales in the winter time, and then I can spend like the majority of the spring summer season trying everything out. That's just how it works for me. So I will definitely, now that we have more light during the day, it just gives me so much more opportunity to sit down and create looks and then take the pictures and do all that. So that's what we are currently up to. Another indie release that I got is the Grimoire palette by V Cosmetics. And this is a UK indie brand. And they have all these like witchy inspired makeup products. And this palette is cool tones, and that's why I wanted to get this. I bought this for my cool toned eyeshadow palette collection video, and I have yet to try this. I have yet to put it on my face. This has some stunning shades, but it also features 2 pressed glitters, which I didn't know when I bought it because they didn't look like glitters in any of the pictures I saw online, and it also doesn't really say it anywhere in the information. So I wish this was just a taupe or something like that. But this has some interesting colors, and yeah, I would like to try this a bit more. I think because of the packaging is like a cardboard and it's white, this is going to get super dirty super quickly though. So curious to see how that will go. And then when I was on Beauty Bay shopping for that Jackie Aina palette, I also decided to get some more melt palettes. There is one more melt thing that I got, which is the Blueprint stack, which had been on my wish list for a while, but it came completely shattered. And I managed to repress it, but it's so fragile that I just don't want to move it around too much. So that's why I'm just showing you these two. So I got the infamous Gemini, which, in case you didn't know, looks like this. And I got these because I love my Marte palettes so much that I just wanted to know what the fuss was about with these. And I got the Smoke Sessions, and also in here, one of the shades right here on the end, that nice light bluey shade, had popped out of the pen a little bit, but I was able to press it down. But that one is one I also have to be very careful with. But yeah, melt products have great quality. I do think, because all of these, like both of these, had issues with puffing up and getting mold and all that, but I do think that they must have changed something about the formula, because that seems to be the case mainly with people who bought it on release date, and I haven't seen that happening to anyone who really got it any later. So I'm hoping that now that I bought it a little later, that I'm safe. A brand I heard so many people raving about in 2019 was Kaleidos, and I managed to get my hand on the Futurism palettes. I bought the 5 palette set in one go. So I have, this is the Futurism 3 Astro Pink. I have Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. I have the 4, which is the VR Neon. I have the Kaleidos True Cyber Bronze. And then I have the 5, which is Electro Turquoise. Of these 5, I have to say that the Sci-Fi Green, this one, ooh, can I show you this? This one has to be my favorite. This is very much Melt Gemini, but in a more curated color story. So I can't, maybe I should just do like a video about that too, like green palettes with golds, because everybody seems to be doing them now. And the 5 is also one that really appeals to me. This is the, what's it called again? I keep forgetting the names. Electric Turquoise, because it has some really, really fun shades, and I just like how you get this bright pop of orange in this palette. And then I also really like the VR Neons, because I don't have that many neon-y shades, and this has some really stunning brights, and I like how this is a really stunning pink shimmer. Can't wait to play around with that. And then the 2 that sort of appealed to me the least, definitely the Cyber Bronze, even though this has a really, really stunning cool tone in it. This silver looks stunning, but these are quite warm, and I don't really wear bronzes all that much. So this is probably the one I'll wear the least. It's a bit more neutral, of course. So I bought it for the other 3 mainly. This one I still like, the Astro Pink, and this has a really, really nice teal shimmer. But this on its own, I don't think I will get the use out of, even though this like lavender metallic looks really nice. And it does have 2 really basic neutrals, but I think that this is a really pretty companion palette to some of the other ones. So if you want to, for instance, give a different vibe to these 2, then I think that teal that's in here could work really nice. I also think that that pinky shade could amp up the Cyber Bronze. So I see more versatility for myself in this than this one. But I do think that in terms of how these would combine, and like these are just so inspiring to me. The packaging of these is gorgeous, but I do have to say that they are a bit difficult to store, because if you can't see, they have this like flap, and that makes them a bit bulky. So I did struggle finding a place for these in my collection. And then the final palettes I wanted to mention that I just got in the mail are these, because I found that Lime Crime is now stocked by Douglas here in the Netherlands. Who knew? They finally came. So I purchased these 2. This is the Venus 3, and this is like the purpley mauve shades, very much up my street. And I really liked my, what was it called again? The Venus Immortalis. I love that one. Mine still doesn't have hard pen. Just saying. So I bought these 2 to have a bit of a thing. And this is the Prelude Chroma, which is their latest collection. This teal, that's just why I had to have it. And this looks like a white, but this actually has a green flip. So these 3 and then that, I can see a look. And these warm tones had me doubt this palette a bit, but I think the gold will be really pretty with the teal, and the coral will go really nicely with the purple. So I think it is a very well-rounded palette, but also again a bit different and unexpected, which is what I like. So those are all of the things that I bought. This is like 4 months worth of shopping, because these are the things I bought since the Black Friday sales. There is one bit still making its way to me, which is the Lethal Cosmetics Hive palette with some singles. They finally restocked this past weekend, and that is going to hopefully make its way to me very, very soon. So yeah, I've got some new bits to play around with. Some of these I bought for video purposes. Some of these I bought because so many people were raving about them, and I was like, I have to try them too. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Definitely stay tuned for my eyeshadow palette review, like little collection video next week, where I talk about 10 palettes that I tried in recent months that I've now used enough. And of course, stay tuned, because in April I will be doing something similarly to that, but then with all of the Colourpop monochromatic palettes, because that is a video that I'm going to start filming like this week. So by the time you see this video, I will probably already have done 1 or 2 looks. So yeah, those were all of the palettes I wanted to show you today. I know I'm not sure yet when I'm going to be doing a new makeup releases again. Perhaps if I have a bit more next month, then I can do one of those videos again. But currently I'm just not in the headspace to be hunting down new makeup products. Like I have a wish list, so I'm currently like sort of spacing that out and trying to get some stuff, but I'm currently not really actively looking for new makeup products, if that makes sense. So I still hope you still enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Bye!